Welcome to the Power Chamber Podcast.
The only PCP that is now leaving Derry, Maine. Thank God.
Yes, that is true.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to all.
Yeah, and to all a good 3 a.m. Hey,
Yeah.
overnight. What are you gonna do?
We'll see what happens. We'll see if we can get anybody in here. But for right now, yeah, we just wanted to touch base with everybody.
Yeah, we've been pretty busy, pretty consistently over the last couple months since the Cosmic Fury cast, so we missed a couple of things.
Yes.
I guess one of the big major things that we missed was John Cena had his retirement match. What was it? 2 weeks ago? I can't remember.
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah. John Cena is officially retired from professional wrestling.
Yes. Until, because it's always until.
Right, until. Because I do think, like, just hearing the backlash that match received, especially when it comes to, like, the whole legacy thing, I do think there's an argument to be made that he might not be satisfied with that, and he'll come back and do another one. It could happen. Like, I mean, that dude's conviction has definitely been one of his strong suits throughout his career. Absolutely. So
for sure, but I don't think that he's ever had a match that he wasn't satisfied with. So,
I'm 100% certain that's not true.
or at least he hasn't talked about it openly. With
right.
The things that he doesn't like. Well, I mean, so
he's a professional, right? And always
exactly.
He always looking to the next one. So, I mean, we both had our own individual problems with the match just even before it went up. Like, I know you were talking about how seeing Cena face another foreign heel in his last match was not interesting at all.
I just didn't want to see it, and I know that that was the plan for a while, or the suspected opponent for a while was that it was going to be Gunther.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to see, like, are we really going to do the guy, all-American babyface, going up against another foreign heel, especially since John Cena had been doing that for a good majority of his career.
Right.
I don't know. I just didn't want to see it again, especially when you go into the conversation of, like, him burying people.
I mean, I don't think it's fair to say that it's a John Cena thing, because definitely, like, Hogan had that with, like, Yokozuna and, like, Papa Shango and all that good stuff. Like,
for sure.
Cornerstone of professional wrestling, right? Like, that's just what happens. I think even what was his name? The Russian guy.
Vladimir Kozlov.
Kozlov, that's right.
Yeah.
I can't remember if he faced off against Cena or
he faced off against Taker. That was the thing. That was his big push.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought it was for some reason.
He was one of the several unkillable foreign guys that went up against the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Because that also happened a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's wrestling. What are you gonna do?
That's fair.
I definitely thought, like, Gunther's character. I mean, I've had a problem with it ever since Mania, right? Like, there's no.
Right.
I feel like they buried that guy when he dropped the belt to Jey Uso. Like, there's no reality where that's believable. Sorry. Jey Uso is not at that level. Not at Gunther's level. Absolutely not. But
no.
I mean, I guess it does, like, add a notch to his belt, you know?
Sure, yeah.
With, like, Roman beating Taker, like.
Exactly, yeah. That's kind of the thing. And to be fair, they have the end of this year, once Gunther came back, he did retire Goldberg, and now he's retired John Cena.
Yeah.
And he's got his sights set on retiring AJ Styles, because AJ Styles said that next year is going to be his last year. So I think they're going to give him that gimmick for a little bit, because it does its job of building him up again, and also keeping him away from the title scene for now.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Because both Cody and Punk can't beat that guy. Sorry.
No, well, so there's going to be a match on the January 5th episode of Raw. There's going to be a big show, the Netflix 1 year anniversary.
Oh,
And
okay.
they're going to have,
no doubt.
They're going to have CM Punk, who's the World Heavyweight Champion, face off against Braun Breaker. I don't know how that match is going to turn out, but that's basically so Punk might not have the belt by the time that Gunther gets to it. But that said, on this last week's episode of Raw that aired on Monday, they did have a moment where Gunther came out. You know, everybody booed him for beating John Cena in the way that he did, and then Punk does his entrance because he had the next matchup, and they had a moment where they're like standing in the ring, and Gunther just bows out and he leaves the ring and he just laughs at him. So
I mean,
I don't know if they're going to do anything with that or what the deal is, but that seems to be his trajectory.
I mean, all right, so I can understand, like that's the intended outcome, right? Like you want people to boo Gunther, because I do think, like, at least wrestling fans who've been watching him for a really long time, they know how good he is, right?
Yeah.
So at some point, like, heat has to be manufactured for the heels, right? But I don't understand the backlash. Part of it, again, is just I haven't seen the match, but like to hear people or to see people lose their minds at the fact that John Cena lost.
Yeah.
Is that not? That's how that always happens.
Right.
That's
no, that
retires. Friggin'
that is the idea.
Flair lost to Shawn. Shawn lost to Taker.
Hogan lost to Lesnar.
Yeah, Hogan dropped the belt to Lesnar in his last official WWE match, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was the last time we saw him in ring in WWE. But even then, all of those guys had a match after. So had at least one match after. I think Shawn did too, but yeah.
No, I think he just did the one.
Was it just the one?
Yeah, it was just the one.
Ooh. Was it Triple H that was the special guest referee for Shawn and Taker too, or was it Shawn that was the?
It was Shawn that was special guest for.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because he also did that match at Crown Jewel with Triple H after he retired. So,
right, yeah, no, that's the match that I'm talking about. So he wasn't.
2 matches. He was involved.
No, for sure. It was a great moment.
Yeah, no, I mean, even as a referee, like you see it all the time, especially with Shawn. Like every time he plays a referee, he gets involved directly. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's my bad. He fills the referee role. Sorry. Yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to touch on that briefly because, man, we're gonna we have well, okay, so we have actually 3 different legacy inputs, 3 additions to legacy franchises. We saw Predator Badlands.
Right, yeah, that is true. We did watch that movie. Went to the theater for that one.
That we both, I think, generally enjoy. The Predator franchise is kind of a mixed bag of good and bad. Badlands, I had no faith in. I went absolutely.
I know you didn't.
Like making the monster the main character and something that you're supposed to like empathize with.
Right.
That doesn't add up for me. But the movie was really good.
Yeah, I had more faith in it than you did because I've always seen the potential in making the Predator a main character, particularly that's based on like the video game Concrete Jungle that was released in the Xbox back in the day.
Yeah.
And so they did the right thing in terms of not having it, speak English, and it was speaking the language of its people the entire time, which is a great idea. Yeah. So a lot of the the pitfalls that I think you saw were kind of avoided, and
Yeah,
it was a really enjoyable film, to be honest.
absolutely, absolutely. They sidestepped every bad decision I thought they were going to make. Like, I definitely thought that they were going to have this weird, like, human creature romance, this like interspecies romance with was it Elle Fanning and the
Yeah, it
Predator?
was Elle Fanning. Yeah,
And they didn't do that at all. It's kind of like it's more of like a Shrek and Donkey kind of thing. Like they're
yeah,
just
pretty much.
companions, they're comrades.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have
What?
the same goal, but they're
Mhm.
basically they're just going to the same spot essentially.
Sure, yeah. I mean, to be honest, it was kind of like how the Predator and Lex interacted in AVP, Alien versus Predator.
Mhm.
So like, and I do got to give him credit because in every single Predator movie, there's always just one woman in the main cast.
Yeah,
Um, and so we're keeping the tradition alive. It's not a particularly female dominated or film series. That said, this movie gets pretty close to that. So
I was going to say
that is an idea.
we get a little bit more. It's less. Uh, it, it's not played feminine, if that makes
Mm,
sense. Like
right.
we have Elle Fanning playing. I think she plays both the
Yeah,
robot
she plays
character.
both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have the monster, the creature that they're trying to capture, and the
Right.
baby,
Yeah.
both which they refer to both of them as she,
That is
which
true. Yeah.
absolutely makes sense to me. That's sure, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like a crystal gem situation, where we don't necessarily know. This is just something that they say.
Right. Yeah.
But I thought the movie was great. It's super interesting, super entertaining. The action sequences were cool. Great
Yeah.
parallels between, or I should say, great callbacks to like the Predator, like preparing for the final battle in the jungle, making his own weapons and
Hmm.
stuff. Very Arnold Schwarzenegger from the Predator. Like, I mean, you've seen the movie. I have.
Yeah.
That said, Killer Killers, I thought also was really good. So, right for me, the Predator franchise is batting 1,000 from Prey to Killer Killers to Badlands.
Yeah.
Solid,
Yeah.
absolutely.
They've been pretty good on a track record, and I think that's all been by the same guy, Dan
Yeah,
Trachtenberg, who has said that he wanted to make Badlands to get to the movie that he really wants to make. So he's gonna get to do his like passion project thing, which will
yeah,
be the next one. We'll see how
and
that goes. I don't know.
I am absolutely excited to see it, man. This movie did its job, like because it
That
ends
is
on a
true.
cliffhanger, but like I want to know what happens. I do.
Yeah.
Which I mean, all three of the franchises that we're going to talk about end on a cliffhanger, but
Yeah.
bad. They create this. I don't know. See, the video game is different because that's you playing the character, right? Like
That's true. Yeah.
you don't have to like anybody in the game, and they're not really written that way. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Yeah. They're just
So
people for you to kill. So
right, exactly. They're targets,
right.
and that's exactly how that should go. For Predator, you get the sense that it. Well, he's a runt, first of all.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
like more or less outcast from his clan, which the design I thought was really cool because like it kind of introduces this idea that like the predators are not from the same planet, right? They're kind of
Right.
scattered,
Yeah.
which makes perfect sense to me because that's what they do. They go from planet to planet and kill
Right. They're
things.
scavengers. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Hunters.
they're tribal. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're hunters, and they have like they have rules, they have rituals, they have ceremonies and so forth. So
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Rites of passage.
the idea of having it like as a different sect was a really cool idea.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
makes it really easy to digest this story because like the predator has always been shown to be like this like unstoppable force. Um,
Hmm.
Arguably, I mean, you do get a little leeway with that for like AVP.
Yeah, well, to be fair, like that was kind of the threat, and also they established that they're like younger as
Yeah,
compared to like the ones that we had seen previously in Predator and Predator 2.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like we kind of humanized these characters. One
Yeah,
so like when you see oh man, I forgot his name, the main character.
Dick.
Yeah, that's right. When you see
Yeah,
him like struggling on the planet and you're like because the first thing that happens is he gets his ass kicked by his brother, and then the second thing that happens is he gets his ass kicked by his dad, who kills
yeah,
his brother, and then the next thing he lands on the planet and immediately gets his ass kicked by a tree. So like
right, yeah,
it's it's setting up a really like solid stake for the character, like
right,
and
yeah,
an incredibly solid motivation. He's got this like he's got almost this like Kuai Liang sort of
mm,
uh, where he's like, I need to avenge my brother and prove that I'm worthy of the mantle and so forth. So
right,
like,
yeah,
man, it was awesome. It played
yeah.
really really well. I
It
liked it
was.
a lot.
I like the idea that like you have to earn the cloaking tech,
Hmm.
which is a thing that we hadn't really been played with before in the past
Yeah,
couple films. It's just been a thing that they've always had. So
yeah,
for the rite of passage to be that kind of thing, to where you have to earn this, it does kind of fit more into like the tribal elements of it, which is really nice. And it also puts the character at a disadvantage for the rest of the movie,
hmm
and it really does kind of sell his progression from like navigating this most deadly planet in the universe or galaxy or whatever, and him kind of learning how to actually do, you know, the killing stuff.
right. And we excuse me, we had done it before. The like rite of passage thing, like going back
Yeah,
to AVP. AVP is such a good movie. First of all,
right,
the I don't care what anybody says. That movie's awesome.
right,
we
yeah,
we did the like we have to find the weapons. We took the
mm,
guards' guns. That whole thing, like
yeah,
awesome. I really like the idea of like leveling up, which is again something from the video game, like
yeah. That's
better
true.
weaponry. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, I'm just thinking about what we're
No,
gonna get to.
it's totally fine.
How? Ooh. All right. So we just finished, and I know we're what a week and a half late. Um, we
Yeah,
have gotten through the first season of Welcome to Derry and also
yeah,
Alien Earth.
yeah. Welcome to
Uh,
Derry and Alien Earth.
Yep.
Yep.
Two very different shows, but they're trying to do the same thing,
Right. Yeah.
kind of. Alien Earth is taking a kind of different approach. Like, yeah, it's a prequel, but it's not like an origin story. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um,
Well, I mean, we already got the origin story,
yeah, yeah. And
debatably, with between
I was going to say
Uh,
two mixed reviews.
Prometheus and Covenant. We've done
Yeah,
the origin stuff, so this is a prequel. But the big question, and that's part of the title, is like, what's going to happen when these creatures make it to Earth?
yeah,
And I did have my reservations about them doing that, because I did kind of think that it was going to be mishandled.
yeah. You wanted
A good chunk of
to
this
so bad.
a good chunk of this series is is more missed than it is hit. Even Romulus, which I overall thought was decent, was not like the greatest movie. It's the best sequel, but that's not a high bar to clear.
Yeah,
So
I was gonna say where Predator has a lot of like really solid good movies,
yeah,
Alien not so much. And I say that as
right,
a dude who didn't like Romulus at all.
yeah,
Characters are annoying, and what the hell were they thinking bringing in Ian Holm back like that, man?
yeah. That was rough. That was rough. But
Just
so
disrespectful, I thought.
so that was kind of my whole thing of like, well, let's see how this goes, because I don't have a lot of faith that they can actually pull this off. And to their credit, they replicate Ridley Scott's style really well in
Yes.
terms of like just the way that the show is paced and the way that it looks
Mm-hmm.
and just the overall vibe of it. And I do think that when they establish that kind of base, they are then allowed to play around in the playground that is Ridley Scott's world that he created.
Right.
Which, to be fair, Ridley Scott has been wanting to explore more of like different creatures. He's been doing that since Prometheus.
Right.
So I think this show did a pretty good job of like establishing not only the xenomorph as a threat, but also a bunch of other creatures that we've never seen before in this franchise.
Yeah. A bunch of interesting creatures that we've never seen before. That's the thing, right? Like, as like,
Yeah,
and this is why we have to talk about both of these shows at the same time, because
yeah,
Welcome to Derry does almost like they're almost the same show. They're very close to like they take beats in the same way, but one of them is dramatically better than the other. I don't
yeah.
understand. Like where Alien Earth captures the essence of the Alien franchise in just the aesthetic, Welcome to Derry does not. I don't feel like we're in Derry at any point in the show. It's so
That's
bizarre.
true. That's really true. Because even when we start Derry, and it's more or less just like on the outskirts, because he's
Right,
trying.
we're at
Because
this movie house that we hadn't been to, at least not in the
yeah,
2017 movies. 2017, 2019, I believe, were chapter 1 and 2. And then
right.
we're at the edge of Derry, which shouldn't happen anyway because of what we learn later in the show. But they're fast and loose with what they think this thing is, man.
Yeah, what counts and what doesn't, and that's kind of the thing. It's interesting to compare both of these shows
Mm-hmm.
because
That's what I'm saying.
I understand the criticism with how Alien Earth ended because it does kind of leave on a very lackluster kind of cliffhanger. But what would you rather see, right? Would you rather see a well put together show that ends on a cliffhanger that leaves you wanting more, or would you rather have a show that is objectively a complete mess and but gives you everything that you want and also more regardless of whether or not it makes sense?
That's actually a really interesting point that I hadn't thought of. This is definitely like one of those. We're giving the audience what they want to see, not necessarily what we think is good. Uh,
Well,
man,
I think they think it's good. I just don't think that they know what they're doing. Like
I
there's a clear disconnect between what they think they're doing and what they actually end up doing. Because
I
the
genuinely hope that they don't think that this is good, because I don't think this is good.
I mean, it'll be. We'll have to see. It might be like a 10 years down the road kind of thing where this thing gets like an evaluation in like 5 years, and the cast comes out and be like, "Yeah, that production was actually really bad," which wouldn't surprise me, just based on how a lot of these actors are left to their own devices and not given a whole lot of direction.
Well, my thing is that the show was set up for such a success, right? Like
Yeah,
it was advertised as this is the production team that brought you the movies that everybody loved, like because they were massively successful and for good
yeah.
reason, right? Like I love both of those movies. I do think the first one's better than the second one, but like that's been true for the entire It franchise,
Hmm.
just as a whole. So, and it doesn't take away from the good stuff that's in the second movie. I think Bill Hader shows a lot of range, and a surprising
Yes.
amount of range. Um, and
Yeah,
of
he's a good
course,
actor.
James McAvoy is always a fun time. So, but like
Yes, yes, he's always on point. So they casted well for
they
what they needed to do.
the same thing for the first movie. I do think all of those kids do a fantastic job.
Absolutely, it's a very solid sell, and you can really kind of feel their dynamic.
Right.
throughout both
This
movies.
this was really the first performance of Finn Wolfhard that I had seen, because I wasn't watching
Right, yeah.
I wasn't watching Stranger Things when it was really popular, but
Hmm.
I still haven't seen it.
Right, yeah.
I, I'm skeptical. That's it.
We're
That's
coming up
just
on the end, so you don't have to worry about it for too much
right.
longer.
Right. Yeah. I thought the fourth one was going to end, especially after everybody seemed to have like a really, really hard disconnect from the show after that. But like people thought that, at least from what I saw, again, haven't seen the show, just watching the reactions, because that's that's always fun, right? Watching how people scramble around this
Right,
show, um,
yeah.
or around TV shows in general. And I'll get to that for both of these shows as well. But like for Stranger
Mhm.
Things specifically, I think everybody kind of dropped off after season 4.
Well, it's such a it's funny because like for this show, and this is a whole other can of worms, but it's definitely for Stranger Things. They had a long uh, and complicated production history, because I know that like everybody loved season 1. Season 2, people were not fans of most of the time because people didn't like season 2. People were kind of lukewarm on season 3. Season 4 was when everybody was like, "Oh, you got me back." And now we're on season 5, but because of other outside forces that they couldn't control, we're the actors have aged up so much that it's a little bit it's a harder sell with the way that the production. So I mean that's all been documented, the troubled history of Stranger Things. I mean, I'm happy for them that they're able to finally end things on a good note. I know that season 4 ended on a pretty nice cliffhanger. So I wasn't expecting season 5 to be particularly long, but they are separating it into 2 parts.
Oh
They
wow.
released the first part, I think, last month, and those were like 4 episodes that were each like an hour and a half long or something like that. That's what I heard. I didn't watch it
Yeah.
yet, so but it's kind of weird because I think the audience is kind of ready for the show to be over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it has been so long, because it's been 5 seasons over the course of, I want to say, like 8 years. Like
Well, I mean, it's been done so many times, especially by
that,
Stephen
yeah.
King, right? Like, because you got you got Dreamcatcher, you got Stand by Me. They're
That's
all
fair.
essentially coming of age stories about this group of kids that they end up in
They go through something, yeah.
they go through something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good way to put it. Absolutely. But man, ugh. All right, let's start at the beginning, okay? All right.
Okay.
Alien Earth and the pilot. Why is it not called Welcome to Derry? I know why. It's because they didn't have time to put an actual episode together. That's what it feels like. Like we waste. It is a complete waste of time because we kill a good chunk of the kids at the end of the episode. We only leave 2, one of which we only introduce in the last like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's such a weird thing with Derry, because I know that like they were in that first episode, they were basically doing the It story on like a speed run for that
Oh
first
yeah,
episode.
oh yeah.
Um,
A
so
complete.
they wanted. Oh,
Sorry, continue.
I was gonna say, so they make a condensed version of basically the story, and we kind of meet our new crop of kids, and they're likable and whatever. And then as they're trying to figure out what happened to the kid at the beginning of the show, is when they meet with Pennywise, and he ends up killing a majority of them in the movie theater.
Right.
And that is supposed to be the inciting incident. And I was not really on board with this decision, to just because the thing is that when you watched the behind the scenes for that first episode, they clearly state that the reason that they killed those kids at the beginning of the show was for shock value and also to raise the stakes, because it was going to, they wanted to, establish that anyone can die at any time. And I just wasn't on board with that because, like you were saying, a lot of the character stuff that you did for a majority of that episode is now worthless.
Yeah.
So you effectively wasted time that you could have devoted to the characters that stick around, but you don't.
Yeah.
And now we're in this spot where, and I remember what I said when episode 2 came out, and I watched episode 2, and I said, "This great. We killed all the interesting characters. We only left the 2 kids that are the least entertaining out of the bunch. That's a really good." Solid choice that we made.
Which is so weird in the first place, because Ronnie actually has some stakes after the situation. Like it should matter a little bit more to her, or she should be more involved than I think she is. But Lily's character is 100% confusing. It doesn't make any sense at all. It is. But pinning that for right now, because I'm going to talk about the killing the kids thing. Alien Earth also did it, and they did it better. True. In the first 10 minutes, we're introduced to this crew that we're, this is our introduction. Like, we, as the audience, think, okay, this is where we're going to spend some time.
Right. Yeah.
We have one conversation, immediately cut to the xenomorph killing everybody. We have Morrow hiding away, which, it leads to an implication for the audience that he released this thing. That's not what happened.
That is true, yeah.
When we get to the actual flashback episode, and which, man, I would have never guessed, because they had a clear idea of where they were going with it.
Right. Well, because
all of those characters with characters that have their own backstories and are interesting and different from everything else we've ever seen in the Alien franchise, with the synths that have the downloaded human consciousnesses.
Yeah. Consciousnesses.
Yeah, consciousness. But we don't waste a whole freaking episode building up these characters and then crashing into the city.
Right. Well, the attitude for that first episode, and again, the attitudes are different, right? In Derry, it was, we want to kill these kids for shock value and to show you that no one's safe. Alien Earth's attitude, especially in that first 10 minutes, is, you've seen all this stuff before, so let's just cut to the chase, because we just want to set up that the ship is going down, which is something that we could have already surmised from the premise of the show just to begin with. And once we set that up, we can set up the people on the ground that are actually going to be affected by what's about to happen.
Exactly. And it's even more confusing just thinking about the opening to the 2017 It movie. We kill Georgie immediately. That's the insight. Yeah. And I guess that's what we're supposed to get with Maddie, but we don't know what this kid's deal is.
That's true, yeah.
We have no idea why he's in this movie theater by himself, why he's walking around in the middle of the night in the snow.
Why he's sucking on a pacifier.
Right. Like, what?
Yeah.
I am so confused. And the episode tries so hard to frighten you at the beginning that it turns almost into a comedy sketch. Like, we have the family doing the 3-part chant because that's what that was calling back to the puppet thing from the It movie. You remember, "You'll Float Too." That's not.
Oh, that's right. Is that what they were doing? I did not get that.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't work. It doesn't matter at all. And part of it is that everybody in the car, the whole family, some of the worst performances I've ever seen. They have no idea what they're supposed to do.
It is cartoonish. Yeah.
Family, right.
Yeah.
It's like we're catfishing the audience. You guys are going to be a family that's not actually a family. You're all going to be Pennywise. What?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It makes it real. Oh, well, I think, and this is, again, throwing them a bone here. I don't think this is what happened, but throwing them a bone, they might have been like, well, you don't know which one of them is Pennywise. And turns out they're all Pennywise. Yeah. But then they do like the fucking weird baby bat creature thing.
The mutant
which
baby.
there's such a weird, like, overly CGI kind of creature to show up right out of the gate.
Right.
When you don't really need to do that.
The show wastes money in the weirdest ways possible, but like
Yes.
the mutant baby thing, it made me laugh because like when after we get over the initial like grotesque shock of the whole sequence of like
right, the
birth, it flies around the car and hits every single window like a freaking pinball, and I can't. It's hilarious. To the point where like when he finally does kill Maddie, because we don't get to see it happen. Like it just jumps, the window breaks, the pacifier falls out of the car again. Why do we need that?
Yeah.
Down the river and into the sewer, and it's like, welcome to Derry. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sure.
Well, again, I think people that were looking at that at first would be like, well, it's supposed to be goofy because it's a clown, which would make more sense if we didn't wait 5 episodes to see the fucking clown.
I was gonna say we don't get the clown for a good majority of the show.
Yeah.
We get the face. The kid in the car does the face. Maddie does the face when he's in the movie at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Even I want to say it's episode. No, that is episode 5. Whenever Halloran has the flashback or the fever dream with his grandparents.
Yes, that is an episode. That is in the same episode, which is another bizarre thing that we do. So, just real quick, because you mentioned Maddie doing the smile while he's in the movie.
Oh,
did this thing with like the Music Man, and like I don't understand why he does the face, and then Pennywise shows up as still the mutant baby. Like, if you're gonna do it, at least show the clown, especially if he's gonna make the face anyway. Also, it is interesting just comparing to Alien Earth that they both do the same thing, like you were saying. Like we started with Welcome to Derry. We start with this idea of the Music Man. That's what's playing in the theater when Maddie goes to see it, and what's playing when all the kids are slaughtered at the beginning. And in Alien Earth, they very much established that these synths that have the consciousnesses of the children are the Lost Boys, and that the genius corporation that made them that way, or the genius head of the corporation that made them that way, he is supposed to be Peter Pan. And guess what they do? So they keep this motif the entire run of the show. Right.
It matters.
But the thing with Derry and the Music Man, that doesn't come back.
Yeah, I know.
Like as soon as we end the episode, we're done with that. Like that doesn't have any bearing on the plot. So any kind of thing that where you were like, oh, it's meta because you know the leader in the Music Man, he's trying to swindle this whole town into doing what he wants. Like that's supposed to be the metaphor, but we completely drop it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it's Robert Preston playing Harold Hill in the Music Man.
Oh, okay.
Which that whole just because you brought it up, I'm going to talk about it. That entire situation makes no goddamn sense, even a little bit. If you know anything about musical theater or have access to fucking Google, you know that the Music Man, even though there is some discrepancy as to when it left theaters, it officially debuted in mid-June 1962. So when we open the show, it's December in 1961. Because the theater's decked out in Christmas stuff, so it's clearly Christmas time, not New Year's like they say in the episode, like 30 minutes later when he has the flashback with Lily. And then then immediately after Maddie dies, after the first title sequence, it's like April 1962, 2 months before the Music Man was supposed to even come out. What? This is how you know, like, that's a stupid mistake to make. This is how you know they had no idea what they were doing with this show. Like, why does it have to be April? I would have been fine
because it's summer.
August. Like, we're
spring.
If it's August, right? We're just starting the new semester of school. Lily's just getting back from Juniper Hill. I can buy into that.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. But that that gives up the ghost, though, because they don't want you to know that Lily's the main character until the end of episode 1.
See, but the way she's introduced doesn't make any sense if she's supposed to be the main character. Because when we see her for the first time, she's opening her locker, and there's jars of pickles, and
Yeah.
they've been rigged so that when she opens it, it'll fall on the floor, and like everybody laughs. And I'm knowing what we know going forward. What the hell? Like,
Yeah.
her. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but it
No,
doesn't
you're
make.
fine. You're fine. I just go off. I know this show makes you angry, and it makes me angry too. But I just want you to lead the conversation.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Is just annoying, dude. Like, once we find out what the hell, because we find out in that episode what happens, because we have the flashback with Maddie where she's like, yeah, my dad got stuck in a pickle grinder or some such nonsense.
Right. Yeah.
For some reason, I can't remember what the thing was. She was like, he saw something in one of the departments, but that wasn't his. But he was always trying to help people, and so he fell into the machine and it got turned on. Okay, sure, why not? But in the 2017 It movie, and this is the problem. Like, if it was a different creative team, I wouldn't have this problem. But because these people were directly involved with the original movie,
Right.
with the movies that came out that were supposed to be this massive hit, they know Henry Bowers, when he confronts Bill at the beginning of the movie after they get out of school for the summer, he says to Bill, "You got a free ride this year because of your little brother." Yes, that's exactly how that should work. It wasn't like, "Ha, your brother's missing." Like, people putting pickle jars in her locker so that they'll break when she opens it up. We're talking about,
Yeah.
your dad died. What?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I think the excuse is supposed to be that, like, they think she's crazy. But again, like, I don't know where that comes from.
Right.
Because her dad died and she's got this history of being at an insane asylum, but those two things don't have any kind of connective tissue. Like, you need to explain yourself better if that's supposed to be the thing.
Right.
Because she's got this whole thing about, like, not wanting to go back to the asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if that was the premise of the show, I could buy into that, right?
But again, we would need to have her spend some time there. Something would need to happen to her there.
Yeah, that's true.
She goes back anyway, so I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, characters' motivations just kind of jump around. It's really weird.
At the end of the second episode, she goes back to Juniper Hill for a weekend because at the beginning of episode 3, she's leaving.
She's leaving, yeah.
What? So what does the whole not wanting to go back thing even mean?
Yeah,
There's no consequence, apparently.
Well, again, they wanted to set up this thing that she has this complex about, like, looking crazy to other people.
Right.
For whatever reason, because she spent time in an asylum again for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But the way that they resolve that whole thing is equally as confusing, because the problem is that we don't spend enough time with these characters to really understand who they are.
Yeah.
Like, we're told things about them, but we're not given any kind of, like, good character moments of, like, oh, I'm explaining this to you, and this shows my capacity as a human being. We don't get any of that. So, like,
we save all of that shit for Alien Earth.
Well, it's funny because, like, when they do the germ, because I do think that, like, there was a germ of an idea, right? That the idea was that, like, she was gonna go back to Juniper Hill. Ingrid's gonna be there. We find out she's in league with Pennywise because of XYZ reasons, and then she's feeding him children that are locked away in the insane asylum, and that works as just one premise,
right?
As just one solid premise, but they don't do that. They still keep elements of the idea, but the main narrative that's supposed to tie them all together isn't there, so the purpose of it just ends up being worthless.
Yeah. Well, the show is allergic to character development for whatever reason, man.
That is true. And
whenever we start off with Wendy, Marcy being the the
Right.
central character. Like she's the first one, right? Like that
Right. In
makes
Alien Earth.
she's the favorite or whatever. Like that's not a real thing. I don't think. It's
Right.
just fiction from Nibs. No, the other one.
Yeah.
Doodles? No, the girl one. They call her Jane.
Yeah.
I
No.
think the episode.
Yeah. She gets Jane at the end,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is supposed to be her actual name.
and that's her real name.
Yeah.
But again, like, yeah, they wanted to kind of create this situation where like these aren't people anymore; they're toys. They're
Right. Right.
they're machines. They're floor models, is what he calls them in the first episode.
Yeah. Well, because they establish pretty early on this idea of like, okay, they are these children that have had their consciousnesses put into these synthetic beings, right?
Right.
Which is a thing that has never been done before.
Nope.
And they pretty much establish with Marcy's brother, with Wendy's brother, that like, does that make her? Is she actually Marcy or is she not? Is she just a machine that has all of her memories? And that question is kind of like permeated throughout the entire show until they decide ultimately at the end who they want to be, which is, what happens when you decide to take an idea and then bring it to its logical conclusion.
Right. And because it hasn't been done before, and this is supposed to be a prequel, we know something interesting is going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah, that's also true.
That nobody's done this since, right?
Right. Yeah.
Whereas,
because
Derry is just old tropes used from the movie. Teddy's whole thing about it's been 4 months to the day since Maddie disappeared. He's not dead. He's a runaway. It's just a rehash of what Bill was saying. The whole thing with Lily in the drain in the bathroom is just a rehash of what Bev was doing in the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and we didn't even talk about how the stupid goddamn military aspect of the show.
I was gonna say I think that's supposed to be the thing that makes it unique, because they add in this element that is supposed to introduce the Shining into this story, and I think they think that by adding that and having the connective tissue between these two things that are Stephen King things, that's enough. Yeah. But they don't ask any questions, or they don't do anything really to explore that as an idea. Like, what happens when a person that has the shine confronts a apex predator like Pennywise that can do the things that he can do? They're not interested in that question.
Nope.
And I don't understand why.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why the show just wastes money on all these worthless effects, because they're like, oh, it's going to look so cool. You don't even know.
Yeah.
Great. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, they keep jumping around. And part of the issue is that, like, they want the military aspect to be a huge part of the show, because that's how we get Dick Halloran here from The Shining.
Right. Even though, and I don't have a problem with that. Straight up. I'm absolutely fine with, 1962, Dick Halloran in at least the Stanley Kubrick Shining movie is like 60-something years old. So, all right, cool. Let's explore that a little bit more. I would be absolutely more pleased with it if there was a reason, if they had like tied in his character from the freaking Shining. Like, why is he not like a slop jockey? Right? Why isn't he a cook in the military? That would make a direct line to what his character's doing in The Shining. And God, as soon as I realized who that character was, I knew how this show was going to end, man. Scene for scene, like word for word, bro. It went down exactly the way I thought it was going to.
Yeah. Yeah, you did mention that while we were watching these. Like, I have a seeking suspicion I know how this is going to end. And It pisses me off, I think, is what your exact words were.
Yeah. Well, they just don't. The guy playing Halloran, Chris Chalk, he understands character.
Right. Yeah.
He understands his assignment and what he's supposed to be doing. I don't know if it's necessarily like just an understanding of that character, just sort of like a natural talent, because it's not a directing thing. No,
Mhm.
I'm going to say it out loud for the whole world to hear. Andy Muschietti got way too much credit for the It movies.
Mm.
He didn't
Yeah.
deserve any adulation for that at all, especially after this show. Yeah, that
Yeah.
guy has no idea what he's doing. Oh,
Well, it's really evident because the new characters, the original characters that are not in the books, are some of the most like underdeveloped, one note, half baked characters I've ever seen, like just in a regular television show.
yep.
Like
And
they all have like exactly one speed. They don't feel like they interact with each other well, and it doesn't make for compelling television because they don't say anything particularly interesting.
yeah, it's so bad to the point where the characters who don't get as much characterization are the best developed characters in the show.
Yeah.
Like Paulie, like Rich, like Daniel. Those guys know what they're
Uh,
doing. But when we start getting into like Ingrid's whole backstory and her connection to Pennywise, you
yeah, it doesn't make a
got
whole
oh,
like a
and
sense.
by the way, I did look it up. I was looking at the episode list before we started. I was right. Every single one of those episodes has a different writer. It's
Oh,
one
really?
one long
Really?
to the point they actually even switch directors. Like Andy Muschietti does the first two, and then we switch to somebody else.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, do
So
you think they all like had like the big group meeting between all the writers and Muschietti was like done through Zoom? And while he was explaining things, his connection messed up, and that's why everything is so all over the place. Because I do agree that like Welcome to Derry, for the moments where I think that like an idea is decent, nothing in this show is done particularly well. The
nope.
acting's not good, the writing's not good, the editing is awful, and it's decently shot. I wouldn't even say it's like well shot because it's like you were saying, it's inconsistent in the way that they are composing all of this stuff.
Well, I mean, certainly not in the same way Alien Earth is, where they're
Yeah,
they're trying to mimic an aesthetic and they capture it perfectly.
right.
It is just they're like, I don't know, this angle, sure, why not?
Yeah, I want to
God.
do the clown. We're banking on the clown. We gotta wait 5 episodes because we gotta build up anticipation for the clown,
Well,
and
we
we're
get
gonna
all
have them take a picture in the graveyard where they say it looks like a clown even though it doesn't look like a clown,
it doesn't
and
look like
that to the
anything.
point where the police tell them it doesn't look like anything, and then we find out that it was a clown, but it wasn't Pennywise. It was Ingrid,
Right.
who for whatever reason dressed up like a clown and stalked and followed them to the graveyard because she was hoping to see Pennywise. I think.
I really have no idea. Because like the Native Americans know that
Yeah.
it's hunting season or whatever, rabbit season.
Oh, when you said hunting season, I thought you were making reference to Jeepers Creepers, not
Oh, I
Wabbit
mean,
season. So that's
well, yeah,
funny.
no, just because it's Warner Brothers, I had to say rabbit season, but like
That's totally fair.
absolutely. But Jeepers Creepers is that's the first thing that I thought, right? Was like Jeepers Creepers
Right.
has a set of rules. Like they lay it out for you in the first movie. Every 23rd
Right.
spring for 23 days. The It franchise has always had something of a discrepancy. Like it's unclear. Like the fear is in the not knowing, right? Um,
Right. Yeah.
'Cause, like, in the TV show, they say it's 30 years. In the movie, it's 27. They don't ever like specify how long or how long Pennywise is awake for. I
Mhm.
don't even know if they. Oh no, yeah, he does. He does say he goes to sleep in the 2017 movie. I remember that pretty clearly, actually.
Right. Yeah, I do remember
Right,
that too.
right at the end of the first movie. So, but we don't know why. You know what I mean? We don't know why
Mhm.
this. why that happens, and especially going from the 2017 movie where they specifically say like it's been around for millions of years. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't. Everything this show does completely ignores that idea. Because like we set up this idea of like the Native Americans like only about 400 years ago setting up these pillars, this parameter around this thing to keep it contained. Even though in like the third or fourth episode, when they send Hank off to Shawshank, which thanks for that reference, I really appreciated that shit. He says the bus got attacked by something. I was like, what? I thought he couldn't leave. What?
Yeah, he just says that. We don't actually get to see what happened.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's a lot of tell and not show. Like, we introduce like Rich has he's got the marching band. Like he plays a tom, and like that somehow translates to he can play a drum kit at the black spot on a whim.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any goddamn. That Will has an interest in science, so clearly he can develop film. What?
Yeah, that's actually true. That they do set up all this stuff and are like, this is the explanation, and then it doesn't make any sense. Like the moment you start asking questions is the moment that this show starts to kind of fall apart.
Yeah. See, with Alien Earth, you can ask questions and they build on it, right? Like
right, yeah.
With Arthur and Sylvia specifically. Because they have this sort of moral conflict with what they're doing is right in different ways, right?
Yeah.
Sylvia's got this kind of like maternal almost, and we may go to that to where like because Mother is in the first episode, but
right, yeah.
So I really hope we get into that at some point in season 2. And Arthur's a little more like he's meek about it because he's a scientist. That's kind of par for the course. But like he's also fiercely loyal to like the kids as kids. He's not like who like she thinks if she takes care of them while they're on the island or while they're adjusting or whatever, then that's enough.
Right. Yeah.
So we.
Well, it all becomes a conflict when they like introduce the xenomorph like actually dangerous elements on this secluded island.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, well, should we be doing this? And like, no, we shouldn't. Definitely. Well, I want to, so we're gonna. Like that's kind of where the big conflict comes in because everything kind of builds in on itself. That's how we wrote the show.
Yeah, and we also have this really interesting parallel between the synths and the actual robotic characters, Timothy Oliphant, the butler dude who ends up being his dad.
Right, yeah.
All right, why not? And then, of course, having the cyborg in Morrow, who's played off to be our like main villain for a good chunk of the show.
For a good majority of it, yeah.
Except he's really not. He's just a guy trying to do his job. He's Javert. Like
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's compelling. It is compelling television.
Well, they established right off the bat in the first episode that like there are these 4 companies that exist and control the world, and the newest one is Prodigy, which is in charge of like the synths as we are later introduced to them. But that there are 3 classes. There's the synths and the cyborgs, and then there's the new class, which is the synths that have been imbued with human consciousnesses. And then we get once they set the stage for that, then we get to see the different aspects of each of them and how they relate to those companies and how they react to different situations or interact with each other based on what happens in the events of the show.
Right, and the performances are on point as far as the synths.
Absolutely.
Like they nail that like childlike aspect of wonder and curiosity and manipulation and so forth.
Right.
It's written really well.
yeah, because there is a way that you can write this to be to be annoying and not fun to watch, like we saw with Zachary Levi when he played Shazam.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
sure.
where it is supposed to be an old, where is supposed to like act like a child because he is a child, but his performance and the actual kid's performance are so different that it's
Yeah.
like, oh, gotcha, okay,
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's fair. I was gonna
yeah.
say, I think McAvoy did it really well in Split,
Oh
because
no, absolutely,
Hedwig's supposed to be 9 years old, and then,
right.
but like speaking of just annoying child characters, man, welcome to Derry.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Oof. And which is weird because like the first time we introduce the annoying kid element is with Susie in episode 1. And
mm,
she's not annoying in the sense. They just treat her like that because,
right.
she's a little
She's the
sister.
little sister. Yeah,
Exactly. So like nothing she does is like necessarily annoying. She's just kind of along for the ride.
yeah.
Oh,
And then the
but
ride stops.
I'm really not sure if we're supposed to care about the kids in Welcome to Derry because a good chunk of what happens in the show is the military thing or to like the other adults, like which
Yeah,
completely goes against the mechanics of the fucking story. Like
yeah.
what? Okay, yeah, what you were saying. We established that any of the kids could die at any moment. Okay, cool. Doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen once after
Not
that. None of the kids die. All the people that Pennywise kills are adults, and he does it real quick.
Yeah, yeah. There's no haunting aspect. There's no sort of torment or fear mongering at all. Even though
No,
that's supposed to be his thing, and even the
right?
fucking
Yeah,
fears don't even make sense. Why is he zombie Uncle Sam? What does that mean?
yeah. It's really weird. It's like, well, we're gonna introduce Pennywise, and he has to have a kill count. So but we don't want to kill our kid characters for whatever reason, even though they set up a scenario and where that would happen. They're
And,
just like,
well,
no, we want to keep the kids. We want to keep the kids together, so we're
yeah,
gonna do that.
it really underplays, and it makes the whole first episode so much worse, so much worse.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
we were
Well,
just gonna if we were just going to keep the kids anyway, what's the point?
that's true. Like it really like when you start to notice it, it gets the show gets real rough to watch because
Yeah,
like it's because it does lessen Pennywise as a threat when he doesn't go for the kill, but he'll kill these adults every day and every night, even though they don't really understand what they're looking at, which is
and
bizarre.
all right, two things. First of all, we don't necessarily even have to kill anybody in the main cast because we have kids to spare. We've
That
got
is
the
true. Yeah.
lady at the school who everybody wants to see die anyway. We got this
Yeah.
one fucking nameless jock character that shows up for one episode and says one line, even though they keep talking about him. I'm really confused. Like
That's
we could kill
true.
anybody else, but the best we get is the prayer circle talking about okay, how many kids died this year? And the oldest was
Yeah.
16. I'm sitting there like bullshit.
Yeah, I don't really know what the purpose of the Native American characters are because they don't really do anything. I think well, it's so weird because they're like they know what's happening
Mm-hmm.
and they just sit around and talk about it. They
Yeah,
don't try to stop it. They don't try to fight the thing even though they have the means to do it. They just sit around and talk about it.
that's actually a really good point. Like
Yeah.
clearly, this council or whatever has been around since they put the pillars around the thing. They know when it's asleep. They could go maybe fucking do something
Right.
about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, that's not the show. But we waste an entire episode of people talking like we should do this, and the other characters being like, "No,
Yeah, that's
here's
true.
episode 6."
It's got to be the all is lost moment.
Yeah, and the one time we actually do kill one of the main members of the main cast, it has nothing to do with Pennywise,
Yeah, yeah.
even though he's there. Which what? Why is he there?
Yeah. Well, he's there because we wanted him to face off against Dick Halloran. Like that's the reason he's there. Like it's a dynamic shot. It's like Freddy versus Jason, where the cabin's on fire and they're both looking at each other. The thing is that nothing happens after that because the next scene he's just outside talking to Ingrid or murdering that guy and then talking to Ingrid.
Right.
Murdering random dude. I think is her husband.
It's her husband, the butcher, who is the only person who gets reported to have died. All right.
Yeah.
Kid died too. Nobody gives a shit about that.
Yeah, that's true. And even though we have the funeral later
And
at the
the
end of the
first
show.
thing he does when he shows up to the fire is eat some random woman.
Yeah.
He says the name like we're supposed to know who the fuck she is. I'm like, who? I don't even remember what it is off the top of my head.
Especially because he sees the kids, right? And you're like, you can take one of those.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
He talks to Ronnie and he has that stupid line, do I have face on my face?
That is, yeah. I hated that one. That was bad.
And then, and then he goes outside, talks to Ingrid, which completely wraps up that story, even though we focused on a total of like 5 minutes. Because like she's like, hello, Papa. We have this like weird manipulation tag. Again, it's supposed to be the thing that happened to Henry in the movie where he like gets possessed or hypnotized or whatever. But she immediately flips the switch. She's like, you're not him.
Yeah.
What are you?
It's one of those things that you look at and go, well, why? We wasted time just to be like, she realized it, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's only seen him every fucking 27 years for the past, 54?
Yeah, it's been a few times now. Like she actually, it's funny because like when he's introduced to her, she watches him like murder a child.
Yep.
And then she's like, "Oh, it's fine." And then like when she's talking to him, that's when she's like, "You're not him." Like, what do you mean you're not him?
Even
what are you
though
talking
he does
about?
what he's supposed to do. Like calling back to lines from whenever they were actually, or whenever he was actually human. Which, well, let's get into that, I guess, real quick. Jesus Christ, because that whole situation, that was broken from start to finish, man.
Well, to be fair, so they were going to do it because it's part of that second movie, right? They introduced the fact that like Pennywise basing his appearance off of like an actual person.
Right.
So, like, they were going to do something like that because this is supposed to be an origin story, even though it doesn't really play that way, and it's real confusing.
Yeah. Well, see, I have an issue with it just on a structural standpoint because there's a good chance that Ingrid doesn't exist at all. Like Mrs. Kirsch in the movie, she's Pennywise. Like she's one of the forms that it takes.
Oh, that's true. That's true because she's a corpse or whatever.
Right. So like that whole situation of him being human and like doing
might actually not be real. Yeah.
That probably didn't actually even happen. That's not a real thing that he has, and it adds so many more questions. Like why is this the first time that Pennywise is seeing a clown? There's no way. Because like, and again, it sets up the motivation that he wants the kids, but literally everything he's done in the show so far is only to the adults.
Right. Yeah. Every like horrible thing.
Yeah. So for him to take the form of a child and come up talking about the children seem drawn to you, it's like, what do you care?
Yeah. Yeah.
You haven't killed a single kid.
Yeah, and the worst, you forced Marge to slice her eyes, and then she grew one back.
Yeah, I have issues with that too. That's not how Pennywise works.
Yeah, that was the moment when that happened. I was like, what? that was my break from reality because I was with the show right up until that happened, and I looked at that and I was like, okay, the only way that this makes any sense is if he does this to freak out Lily.
Right.
But then you find out later that he's like actually targeting Marge, which makes it make even less sense. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, because that's, first of all, that's not how Pennywise works. Again, like they have no idea what this character is actually capable of. Like, there's plenty that this character can do, right? It manipulates matter in space. It can change its shape. It hunts with fear. Like, that's the whole point. And yeah, we did get that eventually with the character that they're actually taking the powers from, Freddy Krueger. Like, he was the one who would like cause malformations. He was the one who made them see themselves differently.
Yeah.
What you said, if it had been Lily who had actually like tried to cut her eyes out, adding to the whole Looney Lily situation and, you know, trying to drive her crazy just to get her sent back to Juniper Hill for whatever reason, probably to meet up with Ingrid. Holy shit, I just wrote a better story than what we've been subjected to for the last 8 episodes. Ugh.
Yeah, it's such a weird, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a germ of an idea here where Pennywise tortures this girl to the point where she thinks she's crazy and is convinced by the entire town that she's crazy. But they don't do that. Because if we spend so much time with Lily in the nut house, we can't do the military and all of their and James Remar and all of his confusing ass motivations. So what the hell he's doing? I was
going to say, it's so important that we get James Remar who wants to do ?
Yeah.
It's so confusing. Like, every time he's on screen and talks about it, he says something different, and I think it is supposed to be like not a misdirection, but like a slight against the military. Like, oh, Big Brother doesn't always tell you everything, or the government.
Right. Oh no.
Blah blah blah.
Absolutely. No, they want to create this like mystery element of like he's not telling him everything, but then like he gives an explanation, and like the first one made sense, right? Or at least at the time we got it, it made sense of like we're in the middle of a Cold War. We want to catch this thing so that we can release it on the Soviets. That's fine. We've done that before in other stories, and it's also misguided. So yeah, you dumb military people tussling with something that they don't understand. I can get behind that. But then they introduce the general has met and confronted Pennywise before. He knows what this thing is. And that was the moment where I was like, okay, that doesn't make any sense, because if you know what this thing is, you know what it's capable of, why would you be like, well, we can catch it? And again, my only saving grace was like, okay, well, maybe he's just using the military to get close to this thing so that he can kill it. Mm-hmm. But then he's like, we're gonna capture it. We're gonna close the cage on it so that it has a smaller radius than like the town of Derry.
Right.
It's like, okay, that also kind of makes sense, I guess. But then as soon as they find one pillar, it's like, destroy it, because we want now I want to release Pennywise onto this country because so many people are doing their own thing. We've got riots in the streets, and we're right on the cusp of the civil rights movement. And children are dying in car accidents, guys, or school shootings.
Yeah. I'm sitting there. What?
It was the most blatant, like, hey guys, we want to make a point about today's society.
Yeah.
And that was the moment where I was like, oh, so James Remar, who's a good actor, is here to sit in rooms and talk to people, because that's all he does for a good majority. It's him and one or two other people for a majority of the show. Like, they clearly had him for like maybe 1 or 2 days to film all of his scenes in one go, and then just built the show around that, kind of.
I do wonder if he read the script and was like, hey, that's not what I said the last time. You know,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, when he like confronts Pennywise at the end of the show and is like, "You're free to go," and then Pennywise eats him.
Yeah,
like that was one of the moments where I was like, wow, what a complete waste of James Remar.
Well, it's just overly complicated. It's such a grab bag of ideas of what we have to. Okay, first of all, the Native Americans buried all of these pillars. Okay, we're going to take one, and that opens the door. No, wait, we have to destroy it. Okay, all right, cool. There are only 13 of them. No, because we also have the dagger. That's the shard piece that can essentially do the same thing. So what?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
At the end of the show, and they're like, oh, we have to put the dagger. It has to be buried the same way the pillars are, but that doesn't fucking because they put it in a tree.
Yeah, they put it in a tree and just stick it in the ground, and you can see the rest of it. So I'm like, okay. Clearly, when you said buried, you didn't mean that shit because that's not what happened.
Ish.
Yeah.
It's so it's frustrating, man. They don't know what the hell they're trying to do with this character. This story was a complete waste of time, and as soon as we get Pennywise, it's all downhill. Like from episode on, it's such a mess.
Well, it was such a weird thing because like when Maddie re-enters the story in episode 5, that was kind of the moment where I was like, that's Pennywise,
right?
Because why the fuck would it not be? But not only is it Pennywise that they reveal at the end, and he's like leading the kids down into the sewer, but he's also spent this entire episode killing soldiers in the sewer.
Right.
First of all, how is he doing both of those at the exact same time?
Well, no, all three. Secondly, he showed up as Charlotte to Leroy in a completely separate part.
Oh yeah, that's true. So like he's doing all of these things, and he's also got Halloran captured in like this weird mind thing with a box, and it's like, okay, how fucking so they established that like this or whatever, these pillars keep him in check, but he's like way more powerful than he is in the movies.
Yeah,
and I don't understand how that makes sense.
You know what I thought was going to happen? I thought there was going to be more than one.
That would have been interesting for sure.
It would have been something. It would have been an explanation of any kind.
Yeah, and it's also funny that like he takes the kids down there personally himself.
Yeah,
and then none of them die.
Yep. He just lets them run off.
Yeah.
Despite having been shown to be in 3 different places at the same time, he just lets them all
go. Yeah.
Which is not the worst part of that episode. That is just impressive. Like the amount of work you have to put into being that bad of a story. Holy shit. And my absolute least favorite part, man, is the stupid direction with Paulie getting shot.
Yeah.
Like staging. That's all you have to do is stage it. Everything else, there's no dialogue.
Yeah.
You know what the effects are supposed to look like. How do you not know how to hold a camera and tell the dude, okay, do this? But instead, he pushes the barrel, like Paulie pushes the barrel out of Leroy's hands with his left hand so that he doesn't shoot Will for some reason. And then somehow ends up with his back to the kids.
Yeah. He does one of these just like a full it's like a terrible Matrix move where he just pushes the gun and then gets in front of the bullet somehow. In like a fraction of a second. And again, I would have forgiven that if one of those kids got shot. Like all of the stuff that we're complaining about now in terms of like Pennywise not killing the kids and like not being threatening to the like target audience or the target group that he's supposed to be, that are supposed to be his favorite food. Like I would have forgiven all of that if one of those kids got shot, because we can lose, like you were saying, we can lose some of them, but we don't want to do that. So we can't. It doesn't happen.
Or even just follow through with the implication, because they don't necessarily have to die.
Right, yeah.
If they get shot, they don't necessarily have to die. Like if Will just gets shot and then gets bedridden, he just gets written out of the story, that creates some stakes for Leroy.
Right.
That gives Charlotte a reason to go off on him at the beginning of episode 8, because we skipped a whole bunch of levels.
Yeah,
That whole thing
yeah.
was psychotic.
Well, it's weird because like so Pennywise at again, this is the whole thing of them not like following rules, right? Because in episode 7, they established that like Pennywise is going to go to sleep for the next 27 years. But then like the military destroying one of the pillars wakes him up, and
Yeah,
now he can just go on his merry way to try and escape the city. Okay. And
right.
apparently when you fucking destroy one of those pillars, it gives Pennywise enough power to fucking make the mist cover the entire town.
Yeah,
For what? First of all, that's not what the mist is.
no.
Like the mist is supposed to be like this doorway to another dimension, which is not what Pennywise is. I don't know why they do it, other than that's a Stephen King thing. We can put that in this show. Not
Well,
only, and it also makes the rest of the episode look god awful. So I don't
yeah,
understand. And then he traps all of the kids in the school into one auditorium. Shows that he's killed the principal or some staff member that don't care about.
no,
And
yeah, it was.
then,
I remember seeing that guy with the bad toupee in the first episode, like
oh really?
making the announcements over the intercom or whatever. So, like, yeah, that was supposed to be the principal.
Oh, okay. But then, like, he's got all these kids cornered in this auditorium, like it's Carrie.
Like it's
But then
Carrie.
he doesn't kill them. He does the weird mouth thing, and then he's got them all floaty, and then he parades them around the city, or like leads them. He's riding the carriage. He's got like a trail of kids that also include Will.
Yeah. Well,
But
Will was
but
the first.
and he's going to the edge, or where the door is open, I guess. But then, like,
I'm not really sure. None of it makes
why?
sense because if he's just thinking about it just from a conceptual standpoint, if he wanted to leave and he's only been captured for 400 years, why the fuck did he stay in Derry at all?
Yeah, that's true.
There's no reason for him to stay stuck in this forest before the Native Americans put all the pillars up. So does he want to leave? That's a motivation that doesn't make any sense for that character.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
But no, oh, it's gonna look so cool, you guys. He's gonna have this like string of kids following him in his caravan.
Yeah.
Great. I don't care.
Yeah, like what is he? It's not like when in Men in Black, when Edgar takes the woman and he's like, "I'm gonna need a snack because it's a long trip." No, he's got a trail of children that's going with him to somewhere.
That's the other thing. This is not how predators hunt. I don't give a damn what planet they're from. I don't give a damn what their origin stories are. They do not capture more than they can eat.
Yes, that is true.
At a time, right? Like even goddamn Audrey 2 had rules.
Yeah. You know what I just thought about that doesn't make any sense? But they established that like they've destroyed one of the pillars. The military has destroyed one of the pillars. They've dug it up. They've destroyed one of the pillars. That's left the cage door open to let Pennywise leave the city. But for whatever reason, the kids, or the heroes, I guess, losers, are supposed to take the dagger and go to this random tree across a lake that wasn't even where they dug up the pillar in the first place.
Right.
How does that make sense?
We have to get to this tree before it's false tension.
Yeah.
It just creates this countdown that doesn't matter at all. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and that's before they start doing the fucking One Ring thing with Lily.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. Where they're like, "Oh, you've been in contact with the dagger for too long, so it's driving you crazy." Fucking what? Didn't Rose have that thing for like 50 years or something in her safe?
In her house? Yeah.
Fine.
It's okay. She wasn't holding it, and I guess she was close enough to Pennywise
and then
that it didn't bother her or whatever.
fucking Marge is like, we'll trade it off. We'll take turns holding it, and then they don't.
Yeah, and then they don't. They just all hold it together
Right.
and just march forward. It's working. It's so dumb. And then we have Ghost Richie coming back.
Yeah. Which, thinking about it, it doesn't completely, like, it makes a little bit of sense, right? So because like
Right.
there's an argument to be made that because he wasn't killed by Pennywise, because Pennywise had fucking nothing to do with that,
Right.
his soul would be free, right? Like that's why we don't see Maddie, Susie, Teddy, or Phil, like, because they all belong to it now.
Right, yeah.
So you're all my children
Yeah.
now. They have no idea.
Yeah. It gets crazy because like when so Lily, Ronnie, and Marge try to find Will, who's like being paraded around by Pennywise in the big
Yeah.
massive trail that nobody's supposed to notice. But then when they get Will down or try to get Will down, he stops the cart and goes to try to eat them.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the motivation is that like he isolates Marge from everybody else, and then explains that she's supposed to be Richie's
Mom.
mother.
Yeah.
And then he like legitimately pulls out a missing poster of fucking Finn Wolfhard and is like, "Hey, this kid and his friends are supposed to kill me, I think, and so I'm gonna kill you so that that doesn't happen."
Yeah. What?
And so yeah,
Well,
it's really.
I don't know if you remember, but that is a prop from the 2017 movie.
Is it really? I was wondering if that was like an actual proper thing. It was the most prequel thing that they could have done. It's like we're gonna take the most popular kid actor from that movie and be like, you remember him, right?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I do know Finn Wolfhard's name, but I do think Eddie and Bill got pretty popular. Eddie doing the Shazam movies and Bill going off to do Mr. Harrigan's Phone on Netflix, which I haven't seen.
That's true.
I did read
that's true.
It's pretty good. Check it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was just the laziest goddamn dialogue I've ever heard in my life. Like they're just throwing stuff at the wall. Like this is the thing that happened. We didn't have time to make a reference to it. Here you go.
Yeah. It's funny because like I appreciated it for being like, okay, well he's going back in time because time doesn't matter to Pennywise. Like the future and the past, he can see both of them at the same time, so he can like maneuver through time. And so he knows what's going to kill him, and so he's going to try to stop them from killing him. So that at least gives us some stakes because for a good majority of the show, a lot of this was just false tension. That's why I was like expecting those kids to die, because this is a prequel show. Logically, if there's another group of kids, they're all going to die, and Pennywise isn't going to get defeated because that happens later.
Well, that's why I was saying they should have shot Will and not killed him, because his last name's Hanlon, Hanlon. He is clearly going to be Will's dad or Mike's dad later on. So why not?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I knew Will was going to survive because he got the surname. Forcing everybody else to have that, well, Lily and Marge specifically, what? And that doesn't make any sense, especially with Lily for what happens at the end of the show. But what?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. And she's at goddamn Juniper Hill. What?
Yeah. It's real confusing, man.
The consequences don't make any sense because they don't matter. It's so confusing. And just going off of the writing, I also think Skarsgård delivers a C- performance just throughout the show.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's teetering on bad.
Yeah.
Because especially when we get to see him do the Bob Gray stuff.
Yeah.
Human. Ooh, it's not good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
okay,
he doesn't
well,
know how to do clown
he
and
doesn't know how to
physical
do clown,
comedy.
but like, yeah, that entire it's like a 3.5 minute sequence of him trying to pick a flower and get uh like screwballed by a gopher, and like, I mean, his wife dies. He goes to the grave and dances with her ghost. It's bizarre. It's so
Yeah.
weird. It doesn't scream clown at all.
Yeah,
Not
especially because he's wearing the same suit.
That's what I was gonna say. It looks exactly the same. So like whenever he's like trying to be annoyed or whatever, he just looks angry, and that's a menacing figure because the dude's like
Hmm.
7 feet tall.
Yeah.
This is not something that I think children would be attracted to, is what I'm saying.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
not only that, but like his physical humor isn't good. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. Sorry. Like he doesn't, even when he like stumbles, it doesn't look right. It's weird.
Yeah.
He's too robotic. He's too wooden. He's too blocky. And
It's too rehearsed. It doesn't feel like it's natural in the movement.
right, it doesn't feel natural at all. And I do think part of it is just like he doesn't have practice in it, and also because like when he came back to do the character, like he got jacked for one of his roles in a comic book movie. I can't remember which one it was, but like he had a much larger stature than what he did when
Mm.
he played Pennywise originally. So I think that also added to like just the lack of fluidity to the motion.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that
on,
was rough, dude.
we actually get to hear him talk. Oh,
It doesn't work, man. As soon as I heard him speak in like supposed to be the Bob Crave voice,
yeah,
you can tell that it's a voice. It doesn't sound like him.
exactly.
And when you see that, it really does kind of have an adverse effect on like the Pennywise performance, because you can tell that that is also just an act.
Right.
So there's like this disconnect between like he doesn't embody the character in the way that I think that he should, especially for this show.
I absolutely agree. Because yeah, it doesn't feel natural at all. They put him in the same garb that he had in the 2019 the chapter 2. That doesn't help. It
Yeah,
doesn't sell the character at all. He still looks like him. I
yeah,
don't
you
know how
still
old
gotta.
that guy's supposed to be, but like he's a drunk. He smokes. He's a circus performer. Like he should be wrinkly. He should be worn down, especially since he's mourning the death of his wife, and that's the whole reason he left the circus. Like the
Mhm.
it's such a I try not to blame the actors in situations like this, but man, woof!
Yeah, it's real
Especially we
bad.
waited 5 fucking episodes to see you, homeboy. You,
Yeah, they do like the big whole reveal thing, and they do the same scene twice with him
oh,
and Lily and him and Marge. It's like the exact same scene
where he
where he goes
freezes.
in for the kill. He does the scary face with the teeth, and then he stops.
Yeah,
And with Lily, it's because of the dagger, and with Marge, it's because of Halloran. Because suddenly he can manipulate people. He can manipulate that thing's mind and force it to stop moving.
yeah.
Because
What?
that's been a thing that was established that he could do. I don't understand.
It makes
But
no
yeah,
sense. This
they
show,
they ended this show on like the idea that like he so either next season is going to be with an entirely new cast of Pennywise going back in the past and trying to kill the people that are ancestors to the people that kill him,
yeah,
or we're going to stay in this version of Derry and see what happens, I guess, because they set up both ideas. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be it is the talking out of both sides of your mouth kind of thing, which the show has been doing the entire time.
I was
And
about
the
to
funny
say,
thing is that you saw it right off the bat, and I kind of, because you were like, man, this military stuff has nothing to do with these kids.
right.
And I kind of took it like, oh, well, they're just starting. It'll integrate at some point. It doesn't happen.
which was fair. That's an absolutely
Yeah.
fair stance to take after the first episode. But seeing the military outside of the Neibold house is so jarring. It's so out of place. And going from episode to episode, knowing now that there is a different writer every single time. Yeah, this show is a huge game of telephone that couldn't. You don't know what's going to happen. Guess what? They don't either.
Yeah, well, it makes even more sense with the amount of episodes that end on a cliffhanger, and then the next episode will open like the cliffhanger doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like all those kids saw Lily standing over Marge, who's blinded herself, and she's holding a fucking machete.
Yeah,
or the paper cutter, I guess.
It was a spade, I think.
Was it a spade? Okay. And what's gonna happen? Pennywise made her look crazy. Next episode, Marge is fine. She only lost vision in one eye.
Yeah,
and she explained everything to the nurse, so nothing's gonna happen to Lily.
Right. What?
Yeah. Congratulations, guys. The bait and switch fucking worked, you bastards.
Yeah. Oh, and you were right, by the way. I did end up rewatching the episode, and yeah, both of our eyes get cut.
Yeah. I don't understand, because like they're just like, oh, it's one of them. What do you mean it's one of them? You saw both? Ooh.
Yeah.
This show makes me angry to think about, bro. Like it's such a larger scale version of like Ninja Steel, of just the sheer amount of incompetence that's on display.
Yeah.
That it's like, I don't like it. I
always say like Ninja Steel feels malicious to the Power Rangers franchise. Like clearly HBO Max, Andy Muschietti, possibly even Bill Skarsgård really hate it. I don't like it. It's the amount of work that has to go into making a show this bad. Like it's not an accident. It's not. I'm sorry. To completely ignore the source material, to completely shaft your characters, to create absolutely no tension, no fear, no nothing. Like they just put something out. They threw their hands in, like, we've been advertising this for 2.5 years. We should probably put it out already.
Yeah, and with WB going back and forth between like merging with Discovery and then separating the merger, creating Max and then creating HBO Max, and now being in a potential merger with Netflix, like there's a possibility that the production was a disaster. And you can clearly see it if you're looking, because a good chunk of the show doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it's probably a studio thing, because I've been watching the second season of Fiona and Cake. Woof. It's not good. Sorry.
Oh no.
I really liked the first season, even going back and rewatching it before I started the second one. Man, it's a good show. I really like this.
I'm really liking it.
The entire lore that they create around this idea is awesome. Season 2,
and then
they had no idea. It had the exact opposite. Season 1 sucks so hard. Season 1 sucks so hard, I actually question whether or not the It movies were any good.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
Andy Muschietti does not deserve any credit for anything that he does, at least as far as this franchise, because of how bad this is. It does like taint the movies in a way that I was not expecting it to.
Yeah, he does say that he wants to do 3 seasons of this show.
Yeah.
So, and it was popular enough, they'll probably get another season. If this is all we get, though, what a fucking...
Honestly, that's probably for the best.
What a way to drag all that goodwill, just evaporated in one go.
This show was set up for success from the creative team that brought you It Chapter 1 and 2, the fully realized version of the story that you always wanted to see.
Yeah.
And then to be shown up by Alien Earth in every aspect.
Yeah. because it is a legitimately much better made show, better written show, better acted show.
And
Like
to take
it
beats, that's what I'm saying. Like they do
yeah,
almost the same thing, but so much better.
yeah,
You know why? Because we have one consistent writer the whole time.
yeah.
Actually, I'm going to double check because I think
Because they do change directors throughout episodes. I know that
they
that
do.
happened.
Yeah, and we add writers to certain episodes, but like the first 2 episodes are written by the same dude. The first episode is actually directed by the writer. So,
Nice.
like, clearly this dude had
Well,
an idea.
yeah, no, it's a very consistent vision in the way that they've set everything up. And it's a slow burn kind of story, which I initially was used as a criticism, but watching the show and realizing, oh, you know what, this is actually really compelling because of the slow steps that we took to get here, and the fact that that show has already been greenlit for a season 2, so I know there's more to come. I can't
Yeah.
really be mad about that.
And
So
what you were
like,
saying, I want to see what happens. I want to see
yeah,
Boy K have a conversation with the Oculus monster in Zombie Arthur's body. Come on, man. I
yeah,
want to.
it's gonna be
They
great.
again, they stick to the core aspects, even with the whole like opening of the last scene of the show or last episode of the show, where he's like, we've shipped everybody off. We're completely cut off from communication. Like, yes, isolation. No
Yeah,
one can hear you scream. That's the Alien franchise.
yeah, yeah. Haunted house in space, and then they
Yeah,
do the haunted house thing for the base. Like we have an idea, and it's baked in from like the core of that original movie, which everybody will argue that it's a masterpiece.
yeah.
So like,
And it had the exact opposite because like around let's see. Because Romulus was the last movie, right?
yeah, Romulus was the last one because that came
Yeah.
out this year, I think, right?
I don't remember.
I think it was like in March.
Oh, okay. I was working a lot in March,
Oh,
so
okay.
but yeah, I did the parting glass, and I was also helping out with the measles epidemic here in Texas. Yeah,
Oh, gotcha. Fair enough. Fair enough.
there's a lot of stuff. Sorry, but yeah, Romulus was not my cup of tea, and I
No.
honestly can't remember the last time I saw a good alien movie. So for this show to deliver that hard, goddamn impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you had naysayers like me that was like, this isn't going to work for television.
Right.
Especially if it's like going to be an FX show. Like this is not going to
Yeah.
do. We're not.
Yeah, man.
We're not going to do this.
You didn't believe me at all. When I
Yeah.
started watching the show, I was like, dude, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, like, no. And
Yeah.
even
No.
after that first episode, you were like, okay, whatever.
Well,
I'm curious
it
as to
does.
what your feeling point was.
It does kind of put things into perspective because we did watch the finale for both shows back to back,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
you can really see like what happens when you have a show that does build to an idea and is actually well put together. That there is a consistent vision and idea,
Mhm.
and then what happens when you don't have any of that.
Yeah. Well, again, that's what made me think what you were saying. Like they're just trying to give the audience the spectacle. Like, look at the effects that we have. Look at how scary this shot is. Blah blah blah. Even though
Mm-hmm.
it's a solid, like the whole thing is solid white. Like we can't see anything.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. That last episode with the mist, like it looks real bad.
It looks real
Really
bad.
bad.
And
And I
then
don't know why it looks like that because there's no reason that you needed to do that. It doesn't factor into the plot at all.
nope. And I
You're
just
telling me that 3 kids that were driving a milk truck crashed the milk truck?
by hitting a pothole.
Yeah.
This is why
Like,
kids are dying in car crashes.
that clearly wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for that fog, huh? Not to mention the fact that you're having the one-eyed woman drive the fucking bus. This show's stupid. Sorry.
It's really stupid.
Do you have anything else to say?
I mean, I was going to say, we actually kill the 3 characters that I was talking about. We kill Rich, we kill Daniel, we kill Paulie.
God, man, Daniel's death is so funny to me, man.
It's so hilarious.
Bro doesn't have, like, he's got, like, one episode where he talks.
Yeah.
And then
He
the
shows
rest of the time, he just stands there.
where he says one thing and then, like, that's it, because we don't have time to develop this Native American concept for some reason, even though these are supposed to be like the Magi from the Mummy. Like, they're watching, they're trying to make sure this thing doesn't get out.
That's true. Yeah, we have done this before.
But we don't have time for that. We gotta fucking we gotta do the military thing that they still don't have any idea what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And
it's just military bad. That's all it is.
Because it's supposed to have kids, right? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. So stupid. This show sucks.
You know, it does. It's real bad. It's one of the worst TV shows I've watched in a hot minute.
Yeah. Yeah. And I watched it twice.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Your service to this country, sir.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, General Shaw. I appreciate it.
But anyway, you have anything else to say before I go into the Random Ranger Rumble?
Let me think. I mean, we could probably talk for another 2 hours about all the terrible, terrible, terrible things this show does. So
I mean, if we want to be thorough.
Oh, I know. I just want to end with I have not read the It book. I've read several Stephen King novels in my life. This, I'm worried in the same way that, like, Wicked took from the book to kind of create the world.
Oh, right. Musical. Yeah.
I'm worried that these concepts will come up in the It book, because it's like 2,000 pages. Like, it's an insane read. It's crazy. It's thicker than Desperation, which, if nobody's read Desperation, my God, you got to read Desperation. It's awesome. I do want to watch the show.
I will say that, like, you do have to keep in perspective that King was on a whole lot of drugs when he wrote that book. When he wrote a lot of books.
We didn't even talk about that. We didn't even talk about how the show is really it doesn't have the balls to go all the way with the ideas, especially when it comes to the racism of the time.
1962.
The characters 1962. They forget that this is 1962 because they have, like, the poodle skirts, and they use slang like swell in the first episode, which is a 1950s motif. 1960s we're into, like, pantsuits, leading into the 1970s, like, modern fashion, the like space age design stuff. And, like, we were still, we're in the equal rights thing, the marches and so forth for that. We introduced the concept, but we don't go anywhere with it.
Right. Yeah.
Even
it's very much implied and not explicitly stated, even though that's not how the time frame. And it's weird because it's HBO. Like, this is on HBO.
Yeah.
Like, you can just do it because you don't, like, it doesn't matter.
You've seen it done in Stephen King movies before. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
I don't get it, but that's just another nitpick as far as I'm concerned, because this show doesn't do anything particularly well.
That is true. Yeah, we introduce ideas and then immediately are like, well, it doesn't. That's not a big deal. I don't know why you focus so much on that. What do you care?
Yeah. The whole box. Pennywise opened this box in Halloran's mind. You wanted to know about that? Why?
Again, see, they don't really understand, like, why. Like, they're not curious enough to ask the question to see, like, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be compelling, and it's just not. Like, all of it is so. But that does put into perspective, like, why so much of it was, like, poorly written, and so many characters will say something that, like, clearly didn't happen.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you know what? I'm going to stop. We have to
Okay.
stop. We have to stop.
Okay. Sorry. All
But
right. So we're
again,
gonna.
we could probably go off for another goddamn hour about how bad this show is. Frankly,
Yeah.
we've
No. It's.
already torn the show to shreds.
Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
point, the main point we need to walk away with: Alien Earth is awesome. What
Yeah. It is.
sucks,
Yeah.
and I can't wait for Alien Earth to get a sequel and to see Netflix show up HBO Max with their version of Welcome to Derry when they actually pick that up.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, man. Yeah. The Netflix thing might be a done deal. We'll see. Got my randomizer up. 155.
Spin that wheel.
Which one is that? 155.
Oh wow.
Izzy Garcia.
Oh shit.
Dino
Yes.
Fury, Cosmic Fury Green
Ooh.
going up against 83.
That feels like a Samurai Ranger.
Ronnie Robinson.
Oh.
That's Overdrive Yellow.
Yeah.
She's got super speed.
And a terrible American accent.
Yeah, it's real bad.
The only reason I remember that is because in What's a Ranger, Xander's accent almost breaks her accent multiple times.
Really? Oh my goodness.
If you don't remember that, dude, we gotta watch it. It's so funny.
That's funny. That's really funny. So what do you think? In a fight, right? Like,
oof. I mean,
yeah, you have Izzy, who's like a peak athlete,
yeah,
high schooler,
and the hothead of the group. Like she gets
right,
emotion.
right, yeah.
Against Ronnie,
Who's got super speed.
Super speed, but what was her gimmick? Like I know Dex was a stuntman and like
Oh, she's a race car driver.
A race car driver, that's right.
Yeah.
So she's an athlete.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In the same way that like a golfer is an athlete. Sorry to all the golfers out there, you're not real athletes. Well, I mean, I'm struggling with any reason to have Ronnie go up at all.
It's rough, dude. Like I'm trying to be objective and be like, okay, well, I'm not showing favoritism.
Right.
But
objectively, right? I'm trying to be objective.
Yeah.
But like, God, she's such a good character, first of all.
Yeah.
But it's strange. If we're going Cosmic Fury, I think it's a little bit better because I did already say that I think the Dino Fury crew their powers are just worthless.
Oh yeah, that's true. That they were like a weak sauce. So let me actually, I'm gonna flip a coin.
Oh, okay.
And we'll decide which version of the green powers.
Yeah. Oh, this will be fun. This is the first time we've actually gotten to do that because we have characters that go through multiple powers multiple times through the show, through the series, through the franchise. So yeah, we sometimes will have to flip a coin to decide which powers that they get.
Yeah.
What you got?
So which one do you think should be which? Should we go Dino Fury for heads, Cosmic Fury for tails?
Sounds good.
All right, let me see what happens here. So flip. It is tails.
All right. Okay.
Landed on Cosmic Fury.
For Cosmic Fury, yeah, I'm giving it to Izzy, 100%.
Yeah.
While I don't think the Overdrive crew has been shown to be particularly powerful, they at least got to the finale by themselves. So.
Sure.
I mean, better than the Dino Fury crew did, man.
That's actually true. As much as I dislike Norg, yeah, the finale for Overdrive was better than the Dino Fury season 2 finale.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even with them standing on his porch talking about that was a great summer vacay.
Yeah, exactly. Camp Counselor Hartman. All
Awful,
right.
awful. But anyway, yeah, I think Ronnie would definitely take the L on that one. The Cosmic Fury powers are they kind of strike me as like the Lost Galaxy powers, right? Because they're from a different planet. They've got this cosmic sort of origin. So I do think that trumps anything that we could make here on Earth, even with Hartman Industries.
Well, I will say that they did get those powers with the help of Billy, infusing, I think it was Zato's staff into like the morphin grid. If I remember correctly, I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Yeah, we should probably know because we just did that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Sorry.
hey, I'm just not in the right mindset, man. I'm on a horror movie franchise kick, right? Like, and frankly, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah. So
But
congratulations to our champion, Izzy Garcia.
yeah, Izzy,
Another accolade.
Yeah,
to add.
which that was crazy. Like I seen a Hasbro character going up against a Disney character. That's the first time.
That is true. That is true. That is a first timer.
Yeah. So you super cool matchup that we had to end this incredibly long-winded and probably angry discussion. So let us know who you think would win in a fight between Ronnie and Izzy.
Yeah.
In the comments, and feel free to tell me how wrong I am about Welcome to Derry, because man, I gotta find somebody who likes the show and hear them out.
I've seen a lot of people talk about it, but even the people that like this show say that the military stuff sucks. So,
all right, fair enough.
But all right.
Once again, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody. I know that you'll be just waking up for opening Christmas presents while listening to this. So,
thanks for cooking cookies. We enjoyed them. We will hopefully see you guys before the new year kicks off. I'm ICB.
And I'm Nick, aka IronBet 1993. May the power chamber protect you.
Don't watch Welcome to Derry.